A new US debt clock message. Today is November 17th, 2024. It says all in USA wealth discovery. We've got the USA Treasury dividend dollar, and then we have the US national debt where the $36 trillion is barely seen, but you see the zero, and the zero appears to be like the XLM logo here. Okay, so that's Stellar XLM. That is the logo. And you can see the zero is taking place over the $36 trillion US national debt. And if you remember back in June, actually it was June 6th of this year, we had the US debt clock switch all these to zero, and everybody was freaking out like, is this really happening? And then they changed it back to the actual debt. And then we were starting to piece together that the zeros that they used were in this shape, which represents the Stellar or XLM logo. Now we have two treasure boxes on each side of this area here, and one of them looks like it's energy and the other one looks like it's gold, and the treasure boxes are open. Here's the treasure box on the left, it's open, and this is the treasure box on the right, which is also open, and we see this, it looks like energy. Now if you look in the background, there's a map in the background, and thank you, Bob, for pointing this out. That is the America's map of 1562. Here's what it looks like. I'm gonna have to dig a little deeper on this map here, but just a brief overview. It says the American map of 1562, created by Diego Gutierrez and Hieronymus Koch, holds several layers of significance. The first being exploration and discovery. This map was produced 70 years after Christopher Columbus's initial voyage, showcasing the extent of European knowledge of the New World at that time. It reflects a culmination of exploration efforts by Spain, Portugal, and other European powers. The map is rich with details from explorers' accounts, illustrating the geographical understanding of the Americas, including early mentions of regions like California and Appalachia. So there is a lot to read, but so I'm not going to go over the rest of it. You guys just pause and read. Pause and read. Pause and read. Now, what I really want to go over are these open treasure boxes and the zero. Also, another thing that I noticed is, because we've seen the gold areas, right, before, but this portion right here is the only portion that has the little gold X's or gold stars into Texas, and it kind of goes up right here. And the empty spots of the land represent the federal land. But I just wanted to point out this area right here is the only part of America that has the X's on it right here. Now, in regards to the open treasure boxes, there's several crazy things going on right now, especially with Trump getting this gray check mark, because on X, you cannot be verified with this gray check mark unless you hold a public office position. Not former, not a candidate, but you actually hold the position or a position of public office. So according to Grok, it says there are indications from X posts that point towards the gray checkmark being associated with individuals who are currently in office roles rather than candidates or former officials. Posts on X have mentioned that the gray checkmark is for those who have officially assumed office, suggesting that the verification might be tied to holding an active position rather than simply being elected or appointed. Again, the verification might be tied to holding an active position rather than simply being elected or appointed. So everybody's freaking out that Trump is actually in office now as the president, as the acting president, which is one of the things, or one of the indicators that we've been told in order to initiate or activate this new financial system is that Trump would have to be in office. And just let me put this disclaimer out there. This is speculative. These are just theories. We're not saying this is actually happening, but these are indicators that we are looking for. Now, with the treasure boxes being open, you guys, that is important. Now, remember when I posted about SOFR, this was Goldilocks' post, which was announcing that October 1st, SOFR was going to be implemented. And you guys pay attention, okay? So SOFR is a broad measure of the cost of borrowing cash overnight collateralized by U.S. Treasury securities in the repurchase agreement repo market. This shift in overnight loans will now come from the U.S. Treasury securities to banks, markets, and more. So those treasure boxes are opening. Moving on, it says SOFR, or secured overnight financial rate, is a benchmark interest rate that measures the cost of borrowing cash overnight. It's used by financial institutions to set interest rates for other businesses and borrowers. Globally, all banks and all trading systems will now be synchronized through a secured overnight financing rate on October 1st, 2024. While this is taking place, several shipping ports on the East Coast and Gulf Coast areas are expected to go on strike that same day. Remember, we had that strike on October 1st, and we went over this before, but I'm just going over it again because it ties into all of this. Now, they go into the interest rates and the SOFR affecting the exchange rates and global trade. And what this means is that all banking institutions globally have to be on the same systems and have to be gold-backed. So SOFR being active on October 1st initiates the gold standard. Because remember, ISO 20022, gold was made as a tier 1 asset globally. So anyway, pause and read for the rest of the post here. And another thing that I wanted to note that Goldilocks posted, XRP and XLM will be the first movers. So once this financial system kicks off, which was initiated October 1st, we will start seeing movement first with XRP and XLM. And we have been seeing some crazy movement with XRP this past week, which it jumped up to over $1. And of course, it's not looking that great right now, but you guys, it's still at over $1. And this movement is normal. It's just a correction. So hopefully we'll be starting to see another jump here pretty soon. But yeah, you guys, like, things are getting exciting. We can see the movement. Piecing things together, you guys, it's coming. It's coming. And it's moving a lot slower than we would be hoping for, but you guys, it's happening. So hopefully we'll see this zero taking place in the national debt here pretty soon. And that's pretty much all that I have for you guys. If I find out more information or have anything else to add, I'll make another video, but right now that's all I have. So I'll see you guys on the next one.